I'm going to be going through a bunch of multiplayer maps coming to Modern Warfare for Season 2, Season 3, maybe even Season 4. Back before the game came out and shortly after the game came out in the beginning of November, there were a bunch of different leaks that leaked 65 plus maps. There were 30 DLC maps that were leaked, a bunch of gunfight ground war maps, Spec Ops maps that obviously got canceled because there were barely any Spec Ops maps in the game. And a side note, hopefully a bunch of those canceled Spec Ops maps actually get transferred over or at least reused either in, let's say, Battle Royale or as new multiplayer maps down the line. That would be cool. But within this video, I want to go through a bunch of the multiplayer maps that the Gaming Revolution highlighted within his video that will be coming obviously to Season 2, but there are just too many maps to go through that are still within the code, and obviously Season 2 isn't all of a sudden going to have 10 plus maps when Season 1 only had a couple of 66 maps, a couple gunfight maps, and then the one ground war map. It would make sense that the rest of these maps would be carried over to the next season or maybe the season after, and there are a couple of different ways they could do this. They're still developing maps right now. The fact that shortly after the release of Modern Warfare, they did say they're looking back at their development and they're trying to make more 6v6 close-quartered smaller maps that may actually throw a wrench into what these maps are going to be like and how they're going to develop it, and some of these maps may actually come to the game later on than we expect, but it's definitely good to go through them right now because a lot of them probably will be coming within Season 2 and Season 3, which are obviously the next two upcoming seasons, and that's really what we should be focusing on right now. So to start off here, the 6v6 maps, you guys know we talked about Rust. I'm not going to go through too much with it. Rust could be 6v6 and also a gunfight map, just like Shipment. We have Borderline, Takedown, both new maps. These are just lines of code, so don't look them up really. They could just mean nothing. Probably settings taken from Spec Ops locations in this game, but we'll see when the maps actually release. Now, Backlot, again, this is a code, but it's definitely good to look back at Backlot because it could be a remake of Backlot coming to the game. Village here as well, MW3 map. I'm not so sure if they're going to do what I talked about yesterday. This was a tweet I liked and we covered it a few days ago actually in a different video. For Season 1, we obviously saw all COD 4 maps return as 6v6 maps, so that would make sense. Season 2, MW2 maps. Season 3, MW3 maps. I'm not so sure if they're going to go with this route here, but obviously Village, being a map that returns, would maybe, if they go with this method, arrive with Season 3 maps, so who knows. And another map here that's actually within the code is Offshore, and Offshore is actually an MW3 DLC map, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Again, these lines of code aren't the actual map names, so Offshore could be a code name for a completely new map that has nothing to do with MW3's Offshore. The same thing with Village and the same thing with Backlot, although I think that's highly unlikely. Offshore, it seems like, why would you remake a random MW3 DLC map? It seemed pretty fun from what I remember, but just take this with a grain of salt. It would be cool, though, to see a bunch of these MW3 maps. And again, if we're going with the method with Season 1 COD 4, Season 2 MW2, Season 3 MW3, Village and Offshore would be these MW3 maps that return to the game. We also have in the code Assault, Harbor. Now this isn't likely, but Harbor was actually a COD 2 map, and it would be pretty interesting if they tried to bring back some old COD maps like from COD 2, COD 3, and it does look like an interesting setting to have a Call of Duty map, but again, most likely this code name probably isn't referring to a Call of Duty map. Offshore, Farda, Breakneck, Emporium, again, new maps that we have not seen, some sourced from the Spec Ops world of Modern Warfare, and some that are probably just being newly developed maps. And again, you could expect these probably within either Season 2 or Season 3. We have some gunfight maps listed here left over in the code: Fork, Hook, and Exclusion. And again, we're not going to see all of these gunfight maps. If you include Rust, that would be 4 gunfight maps for Season 2. So obviously, let's say Fork and Hook are brought over to Season 3 as gunfight maps, and the Exclusion and Rust are the gunfight maps for Season 2. And they may not follow the same model as Season 1. Season 1 obviously had a good start. 3 remakes. We didn't see any new 6v6 maps, so for Season 2, they may switch things up. We may only have 2 remakes, 1 new map, maybe actually even 4 6v6 maps instead of 3, maybe 1 gunfight map, maybe 2 ground war maps. We just don't know how they're going to bring us the content, but we do know that these are a bunch of the maps left over, so we're going to see them at some point. The ground war maps here that are left over are Boneyard and Layover, again sourced from the game itself, Spec Ops, and obviously that would also be the Battle Royale world as well. So those are most of the main maps here that we should be seeing. I'm definitely interested to see how they're going to bring us this content. Is it going to be as standard as it was with Season 1, where you have a couple of different maps, the ground war map, the new weapon, etc., or are they going to really change things up, bring us more maps in a different style, a different fashion, half remakes, half new maps? We'll just have to see. Season 2 is going to obviously come very soon, so it's not a long wait. And that's pretty much it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.